Okay, I am back with another edition of a segment of radio, television, and movie classics on GJRB Online here on Spreaker across America. And coming up in this next segment, I've got some more trivia questions. We're going to answer the trivia questions for Angie Dickinson coming up, so stay tuned for that. And what else do I have? Let's see. I got a whole mess of really good stuff, so this is going to be a fun part of the show, so I hope you'll stay with me. Here on GJRB Online, the radio, television, movie classics, as we start 50 minutes of non-stop trivia fun on radio, television, and movie classics. That means we're going to go straight on through 50 straight minutes of trivia fun on radio, television, movie classics today here on GJRB Online. So you can answer some really good trivia questions if you have a few. You can drop in here, and I'm live, so you can answer the questions live. I have some great trivia questions for you this next hour, and we'll get into some of those. Also, Americana, which was and is no more. That's where we talk about things that kind of went out of existence. And that's a great lead-in to my defunct. I have commercials for defunct products. These are products that don't exist anymore for whatever reason. Let me see. I could give you a few of these. Like Brownie movie cameras, or the Kodak film. Remember using film to take pictures? There's a thought. Who remembers that one? We're going to talk about that. And some other things that I'm going to go into my Pinterest page, and we'll pull up some pictures and stuff and talk about it. So we're going to get into a lot of that. So I hope you'll stay with me throughout the afternoon. Here on radio, television, and movie classics, we'll throw in some music in between, and see if we can get some participants into the chat room. And see how many people we can get out there that would like to get involved in this program. And maybe perhaps we can get some insight into some things that you might want to talk about on the program today. So you want to be on the show? Love to hear from you. That's GJRB Online here on Spreaker, radio, television, and movie classics. And let's see, I'm going to go now to my rundown of my show and see what we got coming up next. TV guide pages. We'll do some of those. Got a couple of really good ones. And I thought we were going to pass along to you. And but first I thought what we'd do is kind of throw in another musical break, kind of cut the monotony around a little bit, and play some songs that didn't make it on the Crooners playlist today that I bypassed because I just didn't have time for all the songs. So we're just kind of pulling up some of the songs that I didn't get to play on Crooners. So we're going to do that. Let me see. What was the next one? I know there's a couple of them I had to skip because I didn't have time to play them. Let me see. What was the other one? I know it's down here on this page somewhere. We already played that one. Baby the Rain Must Fall, Love Story. How Can I Be Sure? Let's see. Oh yeah, my favorite. Why don't we play a little Frankie? Yeah, how about Frankie? Let's do Frankie. Yeah, let's do Frankie. Yeah, right. New York, New York. You're listening to radio, television, and movie classics on GJRB. know what? I think I'm going to keep on doing this kind of stuff. 2 shows back to back like that, a music show and then this trivia show, and just if I don't get all the songs in on Crooners, I won't get all fussy about it, because I can always just pick the songs I didn't get to play on Crooners and play them here on radio, television, and movie classics. On GJRB Online, here on Spreaker, on a beautiful Friday afternoon. We're going to take a look at our weather on the 5s here in just a couple of minutes here in Clinton. We'll take a look at our Clinton forecast, and then we'll take a look at some weather across the nation, and as we do here in the afternoon. Here on GJRB Online, we'll take a look at some weather in different parts of the country. Weather on the 5s, 25 and 55 past the hour on all talk shows, 25 and 45 on all music shows, and then when we have a lot of fun here on a Friday afternoon doing freeform, it's any time that ends in 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, or 55 minutes past the hour here on GJRB Online. And we're going to do the music show type of weather on the 5s as we head into 4:45 Central Standard Time right now, going to daylight time Sunday morning. So remember to put your clock ahead 1 hour before you hit the sack on Saturday night. Because, and I'll remind you again tomorrow when we get back on the air with our Gary Russell program Saturday Extra. I got to get a hold of Ben Osman to make sure he gets on tomorrow. Really hope he gets his. Really, we'll see how that works out. Definitely. But anyway, let's do our weather on the 5s right now. We'll take a look at what's going on here across America. Weather on the 5s here on GJRB Online. Taking a look at our Midwest weather with the Weather Nation.
Severe threat does begin tonight. But also signs of snow across parts of the Dakotas and Minnesota with winter storm warnings. That's all the counties there in the pink shaded regions for high impact snows. Once again, returning here as this low pressure center passes further down to the south. It all continues making its way toward the east there, and with that, the snow does as well. And the crossover the Great Lakes region impacts parts of the northeast with accumulating snow, mainly across parts of central New England and back across upstate New York. Into the high plains, though, into the Dakotas, into central and northern portions of Minnesota that have the greatest impacts in terms of the snowfall accumulation, 6 to 10 inches, but some localized areas may see closer to a foot of snow here by the time we're all said and done. And some lighter amounts across parts of the northeast, 2 to 4 inches across interior New England and across parts of upstate New York. Cities like Minneapolis, once you get beyond this event there, we're still in a very active pattern. We still have a couple of rounds of precipitation coming through, but notice the temperatures, we start getting into a little bit of a warmer stretch, so more rain coming back into the picture there, and the future storms looking ahead into the upcoming week. Boston, Mass, a little bit on the drier side. Once you get beyond Sunday, it looks to be a rainstorm in Boston. Beyond that, though, the sunshine comes out. So as we go through the day on Saturday, that's where we have the winter component to this. On the southern side, it's heavy rain, but also severe weather, and that does begin tonight across parts of the south. Cities like Dallas bracing for some strong to severe storms that may come through here late tonight into the early morning hours when many folks are sleeping, and that threat really begins to ramp up here across parts of the south early into the morning hours through midday here from west to the east. We do have an enhanced risk in place for cities like Memphis all the way up to the north near Paducah, where the concerns are there for some very large hail. And we have the potential for a golf ball size hail or larger with some of the stronger storms, damaging wind gusts, and of course tornadoes. It's very important to stay aware and at least have some sort of device, a way to get those weather alerts should severe weather come across your region here during the overnight hours. I do want to bring back in meteorologist Dave Neal, taking a look here at the South Chattanooga, Tennessee. Also may see some stronger storms, but David, the big question is when these storms begin to evolve and what the conditions looking like in the meantime.
Yeah, it does, and we've already got a couple of scattered thunderstorms across the eastern United States, including Chattanooga, Tennessee, right there at UTC, University of Tennessee in Chattanooga. Not too far away from some of the heavier thunderstorms into the area, moving across northern Alabama into Chickamauga and Fort Oglethorpe there in North Georgia as well. Whitfield County, some of those thunderstorms headed on to the east. We'll be watching the same area during the day, but moreover, we're basically looking at some of the areas back to the west where later on tonight, after midnight, we'll initialize and see thunderstorms beginning to form back into central sections of Texas. They'll move on to the east over time into Dallas about 3 or 4 o'clock into the morning, and still looking like some of this is going to be quite heavy from time to time with some of the heavier rainfall into the region. But the big deal that we're looking at is also some of these areas where the temperatures and dew points are going to come up. We're sitting here with dew point conditions at the moment in Dallas, Texas, right about 61 degrees, in Bryan, 68. You can see there's some high dew points here across the southern United States, and it's just how far to the north they go. 65 degrees tomorrow in Pine Bluff and maybe even Springfield. That would take everything much further to the north. Speaking of the north, St. Paul, Minnesota, has it been snowy up there? We're going to talk more about the next storm system coming in a moment.
And there you go. Weather on the 5s, 25 and 45 minutes past the hour on all music shows, 25 and 55 on all talk shows, here on GJRB Online for the complete weather lookout, and brought to you by our good friends at the Weather Nation. And they're the fabulous people that give you the weather 24/7 on many cable systems or on your Roku box. San Francisco checking in with 52 degrees under partly cloudy skies, 38 degrees in Manhattan, New York. You have Atlanta, Georgia checking in with 64 degrees. Chicago, Illinois looking at 36 under partly cloudy skies. Boston, Massachusetts, 35 degrees and partly cloudy. And then we look at Houston, Texas right now. They're 80 under partly cloudy skies. Weather on the 5s. And we'll have another update with your local Clinton weather forecast right here. And take a look at what's going to be happening here in Clinton, Iowa under that weather system. So we're going to do that. But it looks like Minnesota and is under a winter storm warning there. So people listening in Minnesota will take a look at your weather coming up on Weather on the 5s in the next hour. So about 25 after 5, we'll do a Minnesota forecast for you. Weather on the 5s right here on GJRB Online. Thanks a lot for tuning in to the Weather on the 5s and the Gary Rustin program and all the GJRB programs. If you like our shows, push that like, please do. If you like our trivia and you're just listening to this as a recording on demand after the fact, still punch that like button, because then I know you're out there. And I know you're listening to the show, and you're listening to the trivia, and you're enjoying the program, besides answering the questions. We're going to have the answers now to the Angie Dickinson questions. And here they are. What famous composer was Angie Dickinson married to from 1965 to 1980? It was Burt Bacharach. Yeah, Burt Bacharach she was married to. She won a Golden Globe Award in 1975 for her part in Policewoman. Okay. All right, going on down the line, what was Angie Dickinson's birth name? It was Angeline Brown. I got that wrong. Boy, my bad. You gotta slap me like that. Angelina Brown. Okay. Coming in at number 4, what was the medical condition of her daughter, Nikki? It was Asperger syndrome. And she was born prematurely. Let's see, number 5, where did Angie Dickinson rank in TV Guide's 50th sexiest television stars of all time in 2002? Ranked 3rd. Brian De Palma's film, under what Brian De Palma film did Angie Dickinson play a sexually frustrated New York housewife in 1980? It was Dressed to Kill. How many films did Angie Dickinson appear in? I had it wrong. It was more than 50. I said more than 20. More than 50. Now, believe it or not, even though she was married to Burt Bacharach, her most important man in her life was Frank Sinatra. Why do you think I played New York, New York? Okay. All right. Okay, let's see what we got here. What degree did Angie Dickinson obtain in college? It was a business degree. So she wasn't really into acting. And she got that job, I think, by accident. And then Howard Hanks. In what Howard Hanks John Wayne film did Angie Dickinson play a flirtatious gambler, in other words, somebody flirting, if she was in Rio Bravo. And those were the answers to the Angie Dickinson questions on radio, television, and movie classics here on GJRB Online. And we'll have some more trivia questions coming up next hour. Americana, which was and is no more. And we will be telling you what's on Spreaker next hour as well. And what we got coming up on GJRB Online next week. Spontaneous. That's all I can tell you right now. We don't ever know what's going to be on the air next week on GJRB Online. That's right. Spontaneous for the next couple weeks. So that means anything can be on the air. Anything. Day to day to day. So, yeah, and a lot of other stuff. And, of course, the GJR details in that confusing, somewhat interesting GJRB Schedule Update podcast. So you'll have an idea exactly what programs are going to be on the air, what ideas I have for you, and what we got coming up on GJRB. And there's going to be some Sunday programming. There's going to be some Saturday programming. There's going to be just about every day. Now, if we're not on the air every day, it would be because I got some production to do. But other than that, I'm going to try to be on every day as much as possible. Throughout next week. I've got a few things to do, but other than that, I'm going to be either running automated programming, music shows, and the like. And of course, I'm going to plan on a Gary Russell program possibly next week. I know that's one of them I want to do. Tomorrow we'll be on the air at 3 o'clock Central Time for the Gary Russell program Saturday Extra. I'm hoping I need to send a message out to Ben Osan and make sure that Ben can be on with us tomorrow. Hope things looking good. I will leave a message with him on his Facebook page, hoping that he will be able to drop in and be on the show. He, by the way, is he's on Spreaker. So he comes on and listens to the show. He's got a Spreaker account. He's on with us, so hoping that maybe I'll just leave a message, leave a message for me on Spreaker, too. You can do that by going into the chat room and click that icon, and it will take you in there, and you can leave me a message confirming the interview segment tomorrow on the Gary Russell program Saturday Extra. So just let me know if you're going to be able to do it, okay? I got some backup stories in case you can't make it for any reason. I have some news stories. I got some interesting things we're going to talk about. So tune in tomorrow for that. We're going to be on the air on Spreaker FM early with the Mike Myers Show. We've got some stuff we're going to do tomorrow, Mike Myers Show. We're going to be doing more spontaneous fun tomorrow. Later on in the day, tomorrow around 11 a.m., we're going to start broadcasting here on Spreaker's GJRB Online Network with the Bible study from last week, from February 27th. And then we're going to be following that up by the last 7 days from March 1st, which I think that was the one, right? And, no, February 28th, I believe it is, not March 1st. February 28th, last 7 days we'll be on. And then we'll be off the air for about an hour, and then I'll be on at 3 live for the Gary Russell program Saturday Extra. Tomorrow right here on GJRB Online Network. Starting at 11 a.m. Central Time, noon Eastern, and 9 a.m. Pacific right here on Spreaker on GJRB. So just to let you know about that. It's not tentative. So, if you see postings for that broadcast, we're on. If for some reason we're not, no posting, so that's what that means. You see a posting for our banner, we're going to be on. If you don't see our banner, we're not on. Okay, that's simple. Okay, all right. Radio, television, movie classics continues on GJRB Online. We're 3 minutes to the hour, and we're going non-stop with 50 minutes of non-stop fun here on GJRB Online, radio, television, movie classics. So why don't we keep that trivia going? I got a lot more really neat stuff to pass along to you as we continue this program. We would be now considered, we're in a part 2, but I'm going to rename that part 3. I'm going to rename this part 3, and then the final part coming up on the Spreaker. So in the final part, we'll wrap things up with the what's on Spreaker and let you know what we're going to be doing tentatively next week here on GJRB Online. All coming up next on radio, television, and movie classics. So I think right now what we ought to do is the TV guide pages, and go down to that page, and then we're going to look at a TV guide page from the 1950s. I got one coming up. By the way, some famous people died today. Jan Michael Vincent, who played in the TV series Airwolf, died at the age of 74 today. I saw this morning before I went on the air. So I'm going to pass this along and make sure, because, this is a tribute to the shows, the TV, radio classics. So I thought I would just kind of throw that in. Jan Michael Vincent died at the age of 74. He starred along with Burgess Meredith. Not Burgess Meredith. What was it? Not Burgess. It was Ernest Borgnine in the TV series Airwolf. He passed away at February 10th. Why did they just post this now? It was a cardiac arrest while a patient at the North Carolina hospital. No autopsy has been reported. Airwolf catapulted Jan Michael Vincent into stardom, starting in the 1984 to 1987 series. Reportedly highest paid actor at the time, with $200,000 per episode. The show's Fast and Furious run largely impacted the actor's cocaine abuse, so he was he was a drug addict. His show was cut short after about 2 seasons. He also is known for starring opposite Burt Reynolds in the 1978 film Hooper. He starred alongside Kim Basinger in the Hard Country in 1981, appeared in the classic TV series like he was in Lassie, he was in Bonanza, and he was in Gunsmoke. Wow. Yeah, he was very young. He had some, I think I saw him in an episode of Gunsmoke once. Jan Michael Vincent, his career followed the time he was in Airwolf along with Ernest Borgnine. He had drug abuse problems. In 2000, he served 60 days in jail for assaulting his girlfriend and being caught being drunk in public. In 2012, he nearly died after an infection forced him to have his leg amputated. In 2014, in an interview with Radar Online, he discussed discovering alcoholic. And he didn't mention how long he had been sober, but he said action spoke for his sobriety. Quote, "I'm here and I'm talking to you. I'm me. I got my personality and I don't behave like an alcoholic. That's what I think about it. Just like to be where I am," unquote. Also, during the interview, he said that he'd rather be remembered for his surfing abilities rather than his acting. So he likes surfing. He was also going to brag, quote, he's quoting this now, "If I was to brag, I would brag about that," unquote. He admitted Jan Michael Vincent famously showed off his surfing skills in the 1980s movie Big Wednesday. He was survived by his wife Patricia Ann and his daughter Amber Vincent. So, loss of a great actor there, Jan Michael Vincent. He was a big star in his time. He had quite a quite a lot of appearance in TV shows. So Jan Michael Vincent died at the age of 74. But wow, why that was like a month ago. So why don't they like post that as a late-breaking story? I'm trying to figure that one out. Anyway, it's 5:03 Central Time right now, 6:03 Eastern, and it is 3:03 in the Pacific. You are listening to GJRB Online on the Internet, GJRB Online Network on Spreaker, and I'm Gary J. Russin, and this is Radio, Television, and Movie Classics as we continue our show. And I've got some more really good stuff coming up in this next segment, so I hope you'll stay with me. In this hour of the program, we're going to do some trivia, TV guide pages, and I'm going to do a commercials for defunct products too coming up this hour in the final hour. So we're going to throw those in and do mystery trivia questions to close out the show. So that's all coming up on our Radio, Television, Movie Classics, and you can be part of the show. No listeners in this hour of the program, but we're going to play some tunes and maybe even, well, why don't we do this? I'm going to go back to that comic bit. Let's see if I can get it now. From Johnny Carson. This is Ronnie Shell. He was on a Johnny Carson show back when, and I thought it was kind of a funny monologue. Actually, I kind of liked it. He was quite funny in this one. This is from an episode of. This is from Johnny Carson, March 6th. So not around this time in 1973. What is today? March 8th? Yeah. So this is like 2 days. This is about 2 days ago in 1973. March 6, 1973. Johnny Carson, Ronnie Shell on Radio, Television, and Movie Classics. Yeah. Yeah. Great. Ronnie Shaw, the Johnny Carson program, 1973. Absolutely fabulous. Gary J's radio, television, and movie class. I'm going to do that more often, just to break the monotony, just kind of throw in some old monologues in there, too. Just for the fun of it. That's great. You're listening to radio, television, and movie classics on GJRB Online. I kind of post it all over. I play stuff like that just I can type, because I'm not one of those that can type and talk at the same time. It just does not work for me. Just can't do that. So I just kind of play something while I'm sending stuff out. So that's what I was doing. I used that kind of as maybe use it as a crutch, but hey, why not? I mean, really, you almost have to. So, I mean, why not use it for that particular purpose? So that's what I do. Just kind of use that to fill time while I'm trying to advertise this show online here. Radio, television, and movie classics. I'm Gary J. Russa, and thanks a lot for tuning in this afternoon. And got a lot of really good stuff coming up. And coming up, let's see, we have here. I've got some more. Do we complete? No, we didn't do the Pro Bowlers Tour yet. Matter of fact, why don't I play that one? And my dad and I used to watch this consistently every Saturday afternoon. We almost had to watch the Pro Bowlers Tour. It used to come on sometimes after after American Bandstand, I think. But it was a little lull there. But late in the afternoon, around 2:30 Eastern time, so it must have been like 1:30 here in the Central, was the Pro Bowlers Tour, ran from 1974 to 1978 on ABC. The Pro Bowlers Tour. Yeah, I remember how this used to open too. This is back in the days of Earl Anthony, Dick Weber, some of the names that bowled in this program. And of course, Chris Schenkel was the host, doing the play-by-play of the bowling. And I guess it didn't really have an opening there. I thought it did have an opening with the original sponsor, but mainly, I think the main sponsors of the Pro Bowlers Tour was mainly beer, probably usually some kind of tobacco product later on when you couldn't advertise any more cigarettes. It was mostly they still advertised the beer, I think, and they still advertised, but mostly like shaving products, stuff like that. What else they usually advertise? Shaving products, car tires, car parts, various things like that mostly. sponsored that program. And it ran from, 74 to 78, but I thought it was on earlier because I remember it being, we had black and white TV up until about 1971. So I would think that it was on before that. Hosted by somebody else probably, but it was on ABC, Pro Bowlers Tour. Then right after that, of course, was the ABC Wide World of Sports on Saturday afternoons. And you'll see the radio, television, movie classics on GJRB Online. Coming up in this hour, I'll give you what's coming up next on the next show. As a matter of fact, we'll do that coming up. And let's see what else I got coming up on this program. I have some more stuff. So why don't we do the TV guide pages, because I think I have it up. I'm going to go to my saved stack where I have that. The TV guide pages that I saved would be under my TV guide page here. I think that's saved under my groups. Let me see here. TV guide listings for March 8th, 1968. That's what I was going to do. It led me to another page. So I'm going to go to that one. And let me see what we have here. I have one that was posted to me earlier. But I wanted to go to March 24th. That's why we do March 24th. Well, that's next week. Let's see here. I thought I had that. Now, where did it go? I had it posted, and maybe in my saved section. But let me see if I have it here. It might have been on one of the other TV guide listing groups that I'm in that I had here. And it was, I think, for 1973, if I'm not mistaken. So I was going to go to that page. But before I do that, why don't I go to that other page I had that marked 1958 from the pages of TV Guide. I had to mark the page, but I don't have it now. I can't find that darn thing. Now, see, I should save it, and then what I don't do is I don't save it, and then I can't have to go looking for it. And I know I had it here, so I'm going to have to go into my... I think I'm going to have to invade my other group page. So why don't I go into my groups? I'm going to go back to my main page here and go under groups where I have my TV guide pages and see if I don't have it there. Let's see. TV guide, TV archives. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go down to where I have my TV guide pages, and I know I have it here somewhere because I had it set the pin to the top, and I find out that doesn't work. That figures. Let's see. TV Guide Archives Group. Let's see. I'm going to put that to the top and see if we can... find that page. That's the TV Guide Archives Group. First, let's kind of go into the one I had marked March 8th, 1958, which I think is on here somewhere. Darn if I can find it. See, I always lose things. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to throw a song on, and then I'm going to be right back, and I'll try to find that page, because I know it's here somewhere, darn blasted. It has to be here, because I had saved that page, and now it's gone, so I don't know what happened to it. Sometimes they take pages off. I've had that happen. Where they'll take a page and knock it off, and then besides, I do have to flip over to the final part anyhow. So why don't we just take a break, and I'll be right back and finish up our 50 minutes of nonstop talk and entertainment, and put in the last part of our radio, television, and movie classics for today here on GJRB Online. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the program wherever you're listening to across America. Radio, television, and movie classics. A program of trivia and fun. We'll be right back. This is the GJRB Online Network.